All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Wednesday, May 8th, set today by Carpathian. Let's see what Carpathian has for us. Clear about resort, or resort, or oh yeah, resort could indicate an anagram, but I don't think that's we don't have 8 letters anywhere, so it's possibly a double definition. Or maybe a charade. I'm thinking the definition might be clear, and then about could be re or on, followed by the name of a resort or a word that means to resort to something. No, not seeing it. Let's try the Downs. One caught, engrossed by deep, fundamental principles. Well, we know caught is often represented by C from cricketing notation, and one can be I. So I'm thinking we're going to have IC inside of a word for deep, and it's going to mean fundamental principles, ethics, ETHS, no, isms. What's a word for deep? Low, shallow, deep and meaningful. I see. Well, there is basic. Oh, there is basics. Bass, of course, is one type of deep. A bass voice or bass notes are deep. And basics, yeah, all right. So now we're clear about resort. Oh, for some reason, Brighton popped in my head. And so I think it may be clear about, but is Brighton, I know it's a seaside town, is it considered a resort? I think it was maybe back in the day, maybe still. Let's see, does that work for primarily if distressed individuals occasionally make such expressions? Okay, this is one we see every week in the Everyman crossword, where you have to take the starting letters and the first 6 words. We get idioms, and the definition is such expressions. So Brighton is looking good. Boat traveling, holy fjord. That's a funny spelling of fjord. I do have a memory perhaps of seeing FIORD when I was younger, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think FJ is the prevalent spelling nowadays in English, but maybe in the UK it's still FIORD, but I'm thinking that is because we need it for an anagram. So we have the starting letter. Let's see if that's going to be enough. Oh, hydrofoil. Yes. Yeah, are they still going? I think there used to be a hydrofoil that ran from Dublin over to the UK. All right. Excessive response, ended battle involving Royal Engineers. Well, we often see the Royal Engineers used in wordplay, RE. So that would mean the definition is going to be excessive or excessive response. Yeah, I think it might be excessive response because I'm thinking ended could be over. And then we have a word for battle, and we're going to put an RE inside it. What's an excessive? Overreaction? Ah, yes. So I thought it would go inside of the word for battle, but it's between the over and then battle is action. We often see that in the cryptic. All right. Oh, this one looks easy. Cheated and went first after second turn. Well, I'm thinking of swindled, could be cheated. Yeah, so went first is led, which comes after S for second and wind for turn. All right. Drew near Oscar. Well, the Oscar must be that final O for a small role. That's another write-in, I think, a cameo. Drew near is came. All right, well, the top left fell pretty easily. I know from previous crosswords I get that false sense of security. All right, writer having home in southeast. I'm thinking it's going to be the name of a writer, and we're going to put a word for home in between S and E. I can think of Lawrence Stern, but turn isn't a home as far as I know. It could be an animal's home. We often see words like lair or nest, which I suppose metaphorically can be applied to human dwellings. Writer having home. Who's another writer? No, I'm not seeing it. Soldiers work in spinning class. I wonder if it could mean soldiers, excuse me. And we might put OP for work inside a word for, excuse me, for class that is reversed, spinning class. I know there is such a thing as a spinning class. Involves stationary bicycles, right? But I think spinning might be wordplay here. Well, class can be form, but that doesn't spin around very well. No, not seeing it. Bring back checks in front of gallery. I think the definition will be bring back, and we're going to have a word for checks followed by a word for gallery. Gallery could be a museum or and let's bring back, reintroduce, something. No, how about I perhaps mourn real man failing. I perhaps. I think it's going to be an anagram. Mourn real man has 12 letters. Let's see if we have enough to get it from that. And then I'm thinking something like a personal pronoun. Oh, no, actually, we had something very similar before. And so definitely the more often you do the cryptic crossword, I think the easier it gets. Because certainly you recognize the different types of clues better, but you do start to see the same things cropping up. So I think I, in this case, is a Roman numeral. All right. People adding padding, help trousers alteration. Could that be an anagram of help trousers? Yes, it could. We have the right number of letters, so let's see if the anagram helper can help us twice in a row. That would be something for the books. I'm thinking it's going to be people adding padding and ERS maybe. None of these look very promising though. Looks almost like a Greek god's name or something. Oh, could it be an upholsterer? Do we have, let's try and get closer up. HO, yeah, I think that's it. So they add padding to furniture. That's very clever. Upholsterers, there, all right. Those should be helpful. Let's maybe try this bottom left corner. Doubt, search is initially working. Doubt, search is... I'm thinking is initially might be an I, followed by working can be on, and so we would have an ION ending and a word that means doubt. Oh, I suppose the obvious thing for a search could be a quest. And a quest, if you question something, I suppose you doubt it. Yeah, I think that's fine. Steel, liquid, polish, and newspaper. Yikes, so I'm not even sure where the definition is. We know newspaper is sometimes I for the independent tabloid version, or it could be Sun, of course. So is this going to mean steel? Or maybe it is a, what newspaper, or a general term for a newspaper? It could be something H. I am wondering if liquid could indicate an anagram. Yeah, so maybe because we have the H, maybe this does mean steel, and it's going to be an anagram of polish, but then we need a two-letter newspaper. What is a two-letter? But let's see if I can, just from polish, if that is going to be anagrammed, a word. Oh, steal, of course, can mean to rob, but it can also mean to move quietly. I presume it'll be SH. Oh, yeah, of course there is a two-letter newspaper abbreviation for the Financial Times. And shoplift is to steal. All right. Extremely negative V and A star. Oh, could it be the name of an actual... I'm thinking one that ends in VA could be a supernova. But I'm not exactly, other than V and A at the end. Oh, extremely, I think, is super, and negative must simply be N. Did I know that negative could be N? I don't think so, but I believe it. All right, cold, around back half of studio, in folly. Yeah, so I was reading the definition the wrong way. I was thinking it was going to be some cold. I was thinking of icicle. But cold is actually icy, which goes around the back half of studio. So just like they say, DIO, and idiocy is folly. All right. Page got certain segment upset. Yeah, so I think we had something similar before, or we had this word at least, so it was fresh in my mind. In printing, I think it's the right-hand side of a page is called recto, and it's a segment of got certain, so a hidden word clue, but it's upset or turned backwards. So that's how that one works. Well, I look at 26 across and I think notion, maybe nation, but head of intelligence, gripped by socially unacceptable thought. So I think it's I gripped by not on. If something is not acceptable, it is not on. All right. All right, so the left-hand side crumbled pretty easily. All right, I want to look at this one. Sorry, semi reconstructed for miserable singer. Ah, well, I think this is fairly easy if you're of a certain age and listened to the Smiths back in the day. And heaven knows he's a miserable git now, but it's Morrissey. All right. Let's see. Let's go back to the crosses, I think. We had that bring back. Now, perfect backside. A lad is concealing. Our perfect, maybe the verb. Oh, I'm thinking ideal. Yes, it is within backside a lad. It's another hidden word clue, and we have ideal in there. All right, run, following improper, kiss, somewhere in the Alps, question mark. Don't like that question mark. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, maybe I'm thinking about a ski slope. But run, I was expecting to see an R. But I can see ski S is an anagram of kiss, so an improper. Yes, and lope is a type of running, I suppose. You lope along. I always think of it as sort of an up and down kind of a running. All right. And finally, corset set remains in position with that Y. Oh, I am thinking of stays put because I suppose stays are a form of corset. Are they a part of a corset? The stays, and then set is put, and the whole thing means remains in position. All right, make good, former monarch, back revolution. Oh, so I'm thinking of a word for make good. The former monarch is Elizabeth Regina, ER, but she goes back to be ERE, excuse me. And then a revolution could be a coup, and so recoup. If you recoup your losses, I suppose you make them good. Virus, getting hospital department flowing. Well, we often see ENT as a hospital department. Yes, and so a virus could be the flu. God be with the days when the only virus we thought of was the flu. And then the ENT, and someone whose speech is flowing could be fluent. All right, 11 down looks like maybe a basket. Date inside with sailor, alien, and DJ. Oh, it's not a basket. Well, funnily enough, this I link in my mind to the Smiths. Speaking of, um, their song, was it Panic, has the refrain, hang the DJ, hang the DJ, hang the DJ. And that awful Radio 1 DJ Mike Reed. God, I couldn't stand that guy. Anyway, I remember him making a joke. Oh, I think he's talking about a dinner jacket. Oh, spare me. Anyway, so the Smiths come up twice. All right, what have I not looked at? How about name of night returning after church? Maybe it's just a name. A night could be Sir, which would be returning RIS. Church can be CH or CE. Don't quite see that. Yeah, no, I don't see it. Wedding vow line, a test for over the top devotion. Well, of course, part of a wedding vow would be I do. So is that the wedding vow line or no? I think L is line. So I do L, and then a test is a try, and that all gives you idolatry. All right, let's try. Oh, of course, this E may not be right. The only thing is, I seem to remember from previous crosswords that Ely, ELY, is in Cambridgeshire. What's the coming from Netherlands, perhaps? Question mark. So it's not going to be something simple like Dutchman or, oh, maybe a type of cheese that may or may not. Was Emmenthal? No, not seeing it. I think that's all the down. So yeah, it's just the right-hand corner. Ooh, now our bring back. Oh, I'm thinking reinstate. Oh yeah, checks is Rains, and the gallery is the Tate Museum. All right. Name of night rising. So maybe I thought it was CERIS. I've never heard of. Oh, there is the Welsh name with a Y, right? CERYS. But maybe there's a spelling with an I. Even though I'm not at the 30-minute mark yet, I did speed through this for a change. I must be on Carpathian's wavelength today. I'm going to go ahead and check it. Ah, no. So, oh, Chris, of course. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think of some obscure name when Chris, I know many Chris's, so I don't know why I didn't think of that. All right, so, oh, a writer could simply be a scribe. Oh, yes, and your home could be your crib, as we know from MTV. Soldiers work in spinning class. Well, if that is going to be work inside something, then that would be. Ah, yes, so soldiers could be troops, and a class can be a sort, so a class of item could be a sort of item, and that does go backwards. All right, so now just this. So what would be the plant then if that is Ely? And I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Coming from Netherlands. Oh, easterly, maybe? Ah, yeah, there is a. Is it a tree or a shrub? The aster. Oh no, it's a flower, I think. Not the aster. Yeah. So let me just check that. That is correct. But coming to me, if somebody's coming to Britain from the Netherlands, aren't they coming westerly? Does the easterly? No, now I'm doubting myself. Yeah, I thought easterly and westerly applied to the direction of your travel and not where you're coming from. No, no, no. Now I think about it, an easterly wind does come from the east. Yes, so yeah, I just confused myself with that. All right, let's check all. Everything looks good, still there. So really, there was just the name Chris I messed up, and everything else I think fell pretty easily today. I don't know why. We'll see if they agree on 15 squared today was a bit easy. And were there any clues I didn't understand? No, I don't think so, but we'll go over there anyway. All right, today's blog is by Eileen. Oh, and Carpathian is a she. I did not know that. Continues her travels. All right. Um, a nice puzzle to get me back into the routine. So that seems to indicate it was on the easy side. So far, everything looks. Yeah, I thought it was a very straightforward crossword with no tricky things. Yeah, people like upholsterers and shoplift. Oh, shoplifters of the world unite. I wonder if there was a Smith's. Oh, okay. All right. For Morrissey and Shoplift, there's also this song. There you go. Yeah, but I'm not sure if there was anything else. But all right, well, I did enjoy that. I'm very happy to have a quick one. Thanks as always for watching, and have a wonderful day.